Grandpa coming at you. So I have an interesting story of something that happened today. So I was on my way to an appointment, and my driver picked me up as I get a ride service because I can't currently drive because of some health conditions. We were driving through a neighborhood, and a gentleman who was kind of like skinny, wore like rough clothes, was squatting, like kind of kneeling in his driveway, smoking a cigarette with no shoes or socks on. And it was a really hot day today, and I kind of briefly saw it and ignored it and kept going, and my thought was, he's living his life how he wants to, whatever. And then the driver turns and looks at me and is like, did you see that? Did you see that guy? That's interesting. And I said, yeah. So what's your point? And he's like, well, that's a little different. And I said, so? And he's like, well, I have a background in the military, and, you got to watch out for people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand what the problem is. I don't see anything wrong with it. And I'm not going to let anything bother me unless that guy comes up to me. I'm not going to have an issue with it. And even if he were to come up to me, I'm going to be really nice and polite and talk to him and, try to direct him in a positive direction. And the only time I would get aggressive or mean if he was being aggressive or mean towards me and making me feel threatened. He's just a different kind of person living his life. And then the guy looks at me and says, wow, like, you have a really positive attitude. Like, a lot of people wouldn't think of it from that perspective. And I'm like, well, that's just me being me. I don't see an issue with it. And why you would, I don't get it. Until that person makes you feel threatened, leave them alone. Let them live their life. So what? They're a little different. There's nothing wrong with it. Judgmental much. Seriously. And I just, we had a nice conversation. He's like, you are so nice. You are such a respectful young man. You were so open-minded, blah, 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 blah. And I'm hoping that he learned something. And I told him a little bit about my background and some of the bullshit I have been through in my life. And he's like, wow, and you're still the way you are? And I'm like, yeah. So, I'm just a certain way. And that's where I'm like, why? Why even point it out to me? Like, I just didn't dig that. I'm like, let people live their lives, He's doing his own thing, leave him the fuck alone.